Today we take care of this, yeah, you can buy it everywhere, like on eBay, on Wish, on, like, you know, everywhere. One of those Chinese electrical kits. And supposed to give out 15, that looks kind of dirty. What the hell happened to this? Supposed to give out 15 kilovolts, which is actually not bad, and would work for quite a few interesting projects. And the first problem everybody runs across is the transformer has 4 connections, but there are only 3 holes. So that's a bit confusing, and whenever I have no idea what I'm doing, like I have no instruction manual, not even a wiring diagram, so all you need is on here. So NPN is this little guy, the transistor, and it comes with a screw and a heat sink, and in this case the metal bag is the back and the other side is the front. Let's see if we can just, and I don't add any thermal heat transfer paste or glimmer pads, because metal to metal contact is never wrong. And now we have this little thingy here, which should fit. Yeah, not even bad. See, one out of the way. In here goes the switch. Doesn't really matter which way. And let's just stick to the white line. Otherwise, it would interfere with whatever this is. So far so good. Another part that's very simple to identify and to attach is the diode, and I like to use pliers for the bending of the legs. That sounds kind of brutal. And it goes with a silver tip or silver band, silver line, whatever it is, just as on the board. You can't really do anything wrong here. And I like to give it a bit of, like to keep the legs a bit higher, just in case you need to solder something on here, measuring devices, additional LEDs, whatever it is, or you need to reattach it, because we're gonna snip off the legs, and in case you need to correct something, you can still push them down in and get a bit of reserve. And now we bend them slightly to make sure it stays in place, and that's another one out of the way. The next one is really easy. Resistor should be 120 ohms. Same thing, you bend the little legs like this, and it goes right next to the diode. Direction doesn't matter. I'm just thinking, what the heck is this for? Probably for the power input, which is here. Those two here, the smaller ones, not the big ones. So I think I'm going to use them to attach the resistor, so we can make it interchangeable and just don't have to solder it down to the board. So 2 of them in here. Now, okay, cool. Play hard to get. 1, 2. I'm stronger than you. Well, maybe not me, but my little buddy here. So one in here, and one in there. Looks like this. And just in case you want to run this on lithium ion cells, you will need a, well, lithium ion battery. I like to use the 18650, available like everywhere. Nightcore is a pretty good brand. I would keep my fingers away from the cheap Chinese $2 a piece IMRs, because they just, yeah, they suck. You don't want them near you. Especially you don't want them to blow up in your face and burn you, which can actually happen. So spend a few bucks more, play it safe. Now I have soldered in the two little pins here, and as you can see, the drops are pretty round and spherical. Usually you don't want that. You want pokey, tiny tips like cream on your cup of ice cream, but not in this case, because on high voltage stuff you should go for rounded solder finishes like those. Just saying. And now there's no more tiptoeing around this. The transformer, back in the day, I think they were, like when I first saw them, thinking about getting one, it had one yellow and one red high voltage wire. That's, by the way, the high voltage side, and this is the input side. It gives out AC, and it's hard to see on camera. So this should be two coils on one part of the core, ferrite core. So thin wire, thin wire. There is a diagram online, but it just shows that you have to combine the middle two. But it could be that the coils are put on a way that those two wouldn't do any good. So in this case we go for thin, thin, thick, thick. We just combine thick and thin. Hope for the best. Before we do that, we need to get rid of the enamel lacquer coating on the surface, and we use either a little file or sanding paper. I actually always use a file and go around it like this. It's hard when they start bending. You don't really need much pressure. Just make sure you go around all the way. So now I have all four wire ends de-enameled, and now we just twist those two in the middle together. Thinner, thicker. The thinner wire is a bit more flexible, so I'm trying this just to make sure I don't solder together that wouldn't work at all. And just run along. And that's how it should look. Ready to go onto the board. I would rather solder it onto the board with additional pins like this heat sink for the transistor, but the transformer is barely, like, it's naked. Usually it has a wire to clamp it down and keep it together, but I think this little guy here takes care of that. So let's try this out. I'm just gonna put actually they're long enough. Let's put them on this way. Yeah, where do we want to have the in there, through there, Yeah, that works. Be careful not to poke it through the tape that goes around the transformer. Yeah, of course. Wrong side. And again. It's not getting easier here. And we gained experience from the first trial, so dude, just go on there. Don't be such a... Yeah, this is not really on yet. Whoop. Yeah, that should do. I will put on some hot glue and make it flow through this hole here, and it should keep it in place. And now we can put in the wires. And now I am hoping it's enough to just put them through the holes. At least the middle one is a bit wider. That makes sense. Put them in like this, away from the... Yeah, it's still too long. Away from the resistor. Like this. Should work. Let's try it out. Maximum zoom on the camera. And then just hope it doesn't move too much. That will do. And now, before they drive me nuts, we clip the remaining parts of the wire. That's Let's solder in the diode as well. That's a bit easier. There you go. And you can see good contact, and to make sure, tuck them a tiny bit, and if they don't move out, and if the stubby little piece here doesn't roll around, it's soldered in place. And of course, dun, 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 the soldering iron, the solder tip, destroyed our little body here. He's in a better place now. And now we heat up the we heat up the hot glue gun, and like I said, we just glue the little body in place. And one little blob there. And that's all for now. Let's just hope it stays in place. I'm gonna keep my finger on it. I will connect this little red switch there by attaching it to pieces of flexible wire. Just to make sure I don't have to put it on the board, because it's hard to remove, and that way I can attach whatever I want. The new fancy switch, or a much simpler switch, one here and one there. Make sure to put some solder on the wire ends, otherwise it's gonna suck up the solder from your board, and a dry cold connection is not what you want here. Like this. And now you can put some solder on the other side and attach. Where is he? Oh, there. You sneaky little. This one. Number one. And number two. And again, tug and pull. Looks good all the way. No cold connection. Switch is on. And just to make sure I've mentioned it, we're not gonna decrease resistance, we're gonna increase resistance, because we will apply a higher voltage, which results in a higher current flowing. So we need more resistance and not less. Bada bing, bada boom. One, give it a blow, cool it down, and two. I think we have all parts attached, so let's try this out. And yeah, we don't try it out on metal tubing. Just as this, and then let's attach the power supply, aka lithium battery, real quick, like this. And now those ends go to the battery holder, like this. See? Boom. Get rid of the bits. Don't need the bits anymore. Untangle everything. Make sure it's all nice and clear. Here goes nothing. Well, hopefully there goes something. Yeah. Tiny bit closer. So how much was that? Yeah, like 1 centimeter, maybe a bit more. Let's say 12 millimeters, 1.2 centimeters, half an inch for American viewers. Howdy partners. And now, yeah, let's see what happens if we alter the resistor, don't forget the resistor, and increase the voltage. And it's sizzling and in a very high voltage way. It's just hard to see. See? 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 I told you. Ooh. Yeah, the insulation of the wire is getting hot and starts burning. And I think that's it for the day. The video is much longer than expected anyways. So I hope I helped you with this, because this little body here can be really helpful and it's really fun. So try this out. It's like $2 or something, and that's a joke. And in the next video we use this little guy here to get even bigger sparks. I don't want to tell too much because I have to try it out before I say too much. So either way, you're gonna see and you're gonna be able to recreate some big sparks in the next video. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. I see you guys next time.